answer the bell for the past generation of champions. But on May 16th, Golden Boy and DAZN show you who's next. Thursday Night Fights, featuring Filipino phenom Ruthless Romero Duno and the undefeated Manny Robles III.
And it's a technical knockout!
Don't miss Thursday Night Fights, May 16th.
Mouthpiece. Mouthpiece. All right, gentlemen, you received the instructions in the dressing room. Know what I expect? A good, clean fight. Legal punches, here for you. Legal punches, these are a bit high. You can work in there. Touch gloves, good luck to both of you.
So many storylines surrounding these two. They met back in 2017. Ulysse says, I got robbed. I won that fight. It's the only blemish, Doug, on his record in his career.
Yeah, I thought he won it, but I thought it was legitimately close. I think I had that 96-94, so it was close.
Well, we just saw a split decision that was not exactly a popular one here in the arena. So these two have already lived through that.
Yeah, that's right. That was not a popular decision because that first fight took place in Montreal, hometown of Ulysse.
Steve Claggett says, I went to his hometown, I got the job done, I beat him, and guess what? I'm going to beat him again, but this time I'm going to knock him out.
These are the kind of guys that do that. If you look at their record, there's a lot of undefeated records, a lot of unbeaten fighters that they faced, or fighters who are up-and-comers and fellow prospects who just had like 1 or 2 losses, and these guys will go to their hometowns and embarrass them or overwhelm them.
If you're wondering about the nickname for Claggett, the Dragon, he said that he is half Chinese and that a friend of his gave him the nickname and it stuck.
It works well because he's a go-getter in there. He's not timid in that ring, and I think a lot of people overlook him or underestimate him because he's got sort of a fresh, boyish face and doesn't have the most athletic-looking body. But you're seeing right here in the opening minute of the opening round what kind of a style he has, and he's a smart pressure fighter. He likes to bring the fight to his opponent, but he's crafty in there. And I don't think he always gets credit for his craft, especially on the inside.
A lot of people say that in their first matchup, Claggett was really able to make Ulysse fight, his kind of fight.
At least for the first half of the fight, I would agree with that. Ulysse didn't control the distance as well as he should have. Ulysse can be an aggressive fighter because he's very strong, he can punch, he's an athlete, he looks like it, but I think his ring identity is sort of a stick and move fighter, somebody who likes to counter punch and set traps for his opponent. He's more comfortable doing that than being a go-getter.
His manager, Milesh Stefan, said that after this camp, that Ulysse is ready for anybody in the world. Believes he has world champion credentials, talent.
Nice clean right hand from Ulysse. You'll need more. You'll need more of those because Claggett is not one to be discouraged, and he can take a good shot.
Doug, you brought up a good point that in today's day and age of boxing, big left hand, is that not only do you have to win, but when you have like Thursday night fights and then big fights on Saturdays, you've got to look impressive.
Absolutely.
To get the spots, right?
It's not just winning, it's how you win. And there's a lot of competition for people's attention out there.
Gotta bring that back.
So you got to put a spotlight on yourself by being sensational.
Well,
like that right
shot
hand.
there.
That catches eyes.
Well,
10
as we like to
seconds,
say
stop at the
here,
bell. Listen for that
if
bell.
you want to fight, how about we do it on Thursday night? Round 1 of our main event in the book.
Done, no punch.
Beto, go ahead.
Yeah, El Chicano comes out next week. Noel G, Raul Castillo, director Ben Hernandez here. Ben, El Chicano, what's it about?
It's about two brothers, twin brothers growing up in East Los, in the barrio. And they make vibrant choices in their community that change the course of their lives. So we have one that becomes an up-and-coming gangster, the one that decides to change his life and become one decorated LAPD detective. And unfortunately, his brother passes away. And what happens from there is we go 10 years forward, and Raul's character, played by Diego here, he discovers there's a murder that goes down on Soto Street in this warehouse, and there's a clue that he finds out about his brother that is, once you finish the rest of it.
It's a superhero story. You know, it's a high-octane, action-packed thriller. I think people, even fans of Golden Boy, are going to love it. I think boxing fans are going to love it. There's a lot of stunts, a lot of action. It's a fun ride.
So your character's Diego.
That's right. Yeah.
Raul Castillo, you're Diego. So Noel G, who's your character?
I play the thug.
Why are you laughing? That's what you do.
Yeah, that's what I do, man. But El Chicano, man, dropping in theaters, man. May 3rd, it's going to be off the hook. First all-Latino casted superhero movie. It's going to be off the chain, man. So I'm just proud to be a part of it and to see everyone come out and support it. Not only Chicanos, but the whites, the blacks, the Asians, and everybody else. It's going to be an awesome flick.
Superheroes, we can get down with that, right, Coach? Next weekend, El Chicano in theaters.
You're damn right. You're in Vegas, you go see El Chicano on Friday night and watch a little Canelo Alvarez on Saturday. All right, round number 2, about halfway. I thought for a second we were going to hear the entire movie.
I know. Don't give it all away,
Yeah.
bro. Just say, you know, The Crow meets The Punisher with a Latino flavor. Go see it. That's all it takes for me. I'm
All
sold.
it takes, man.
Yeah.
Careful with your
Buy
head,
the
both of you
ticket.
guys.
Show the trailer. Roll the trailer. We're all on board.
Anytime I'm seeing George Lopez in a serious role, I'll take it.
Has the makings of another close fight because Claggett he's the aggressor and he's throwing and landing more punches. But once again, it's Ulysse with the more eye-catching power shots.
Bring it up here. Bring it up here.
Last fight for Ulysse was
Watch
on
your
the
heads.
Canelo Alvarez undercard, Madison Square Garden this past December. He won a 8-round unanimous decision.
Stop!
Sarah.
Bring him up. You okay? Bring him up. Here we go. Box.
Claggett will never complain of a low blow. He's such a tough customer.
You can tell he's just aggressive, moves forward, and you cannot take one single second off when you're in the ring with him.
Yeah, and you can't tell by looking at his body, but he's a guy coming down to the 140-pound division from welterweight. And he's been in with some top-notch welterweights. He has 5 losses on his record, but he's always competitive in those fights. And you see how he just stays on top
10
of
seconds.
Ulysse.
Stop at the bell. Watch your head, Yves. Listen for that bell.
A rematch from 2017. All right, let's bring in Beto back to the broadcast. Beto, what do you got?
Now, Steve Claggett said no problem coming to California to fight Yves here. He said, I have ready and I have prepared. He actually sparred with Danny Garcia the last 2 weeks in Philadelphia. He said, Danny's at his peak. I'm at my peak. I got the best work possible. I'm not worried about this fight at all. Now, I was listening to the Great Fight North podcast, you know, Canadian podcast for boxers. I was listening to that, and Claggett did an interview, and he said, look, when you fight Yves, this fight's going to be different because the ring is going to be bigger. So he expects Yves to try to run around more because the first fight that they had, it was really small. He said, I want to bang, get in there, but Yves is going to try to move around from me in this fight.
Look at Beto getting down and dirty in the Canadian podcast.
Yeah, shouts out to Ryan Scalia and Jason Tufexis. Jason, if I butchered that last name, I am sorry.
I'm going to apologize for Doug on that one.
But you know what? Ulysse is not running around. He's standing his ground. And I actually thought that he had his best moments in the first fight when he was aggressive and tried to push Claggett back on his heels.
But you have Claggett win the first 2 rounds.
I do. And I admit they're close, and I admit it comes down to what you like, but I like the body work from Claggett, and I like his activity, and I like that he's the aggressor. But I think Ulysse has the edge so far in this round.
Guys. Don't bang your heads like that. You're going to get cut.
I like the fact, at least from what I've seen through the first 2.5 rounds, Claggett to me is showing me
Careful,
he does not want a close decision. He's trying to do everything in his power to walk out here tonight and say, listen, I got it done again. And this time it wasn't close, although it may be close by the time it's done.
Yeah, he's used to being that B-side. He's used to being that opponent, facing guys in the hometown or facing guys who are the house fighter. And he's had some controversial decisions not go his way. He had one with a really good welterweight French contender named Chris Van Heerden a few years ago.
28 times he has fought in Canada, 5 times in the United States, and 1 time he even traveled to the Philippines.
Yeah, he's a road warrior. And And he knows that it's not wise to keep a fight too close when you're the traveler. So he's going to try to win decisive rounds, but this is not a decisive round. This is real close, and I think the man with the edge is Ulysse because he's landed the power punches.
Boy, right in front of us here at ringside. You can just hear and feel those body shots from each man.
Don't lead with your head, Yves. Don't lead with your head.
Hear the referee screaming at him.
I think Claggett's been buzzed a few times here in round 3.
Listen for the bell.
Oh, wow! What a big-time miss.
Box.
Okay, round number 4 of a scheduled 10.
And round 3 was a very good one for Ulysse.
If you were just joining us, where the heck have you been? Crossing the top of the hour here on our inaugural Thursday night fights, Golden Boy Promotions and DAZN. Check your local listings nationwide.
Ulysse is having some success with the body shots and the uppercuts, and that's bringing the hands down of Claggett, and then he scores with overhand rights.
You're starting to see the smirk and the smile and the confidence, but Claggett isn't backing down. Total punches, here's what they look like.
And Claggett has thrown more, he hasn't landed more. The more economical and accurate puncher is Ulysse, and that was the case in the first fight.
Yeah, Ulysse is really starting to not just connect, but almost seems like he's got more power here in the 4th round.
Oh, he definitely does. He's the more athletic of the two. He's got the more natural ability. What I like about this matchup is how well the different styles mesh. You have the technical pressure fighter and volume puncher who can go to the body well. And I would say Claggett needs to get back downstairs with the body. That's the reason I scored the first 2 rounds for him, was largely on the body attack. And Ulysse is, you know, he's got his own style. He's a switch hitter. He's athletic in there. He's slick. He's crafty. He likes to set traps. He likes to counter punch. At his essence, he's kind of a, you know, he's an unorthodox stick and mover.
Right now, it looks like he is starting to figure out Claggett and his offense.
Here's a body shot from Claggett. Claggett needs to get back to landing that left hook to the body. You're in there with somebody who moves like Ulysse, you want to take those legs away. You want to do it early. Nice uppercut from Ulysse.
You know, as we see these two guys go toe-to-toe, under a minute to go here in the 4th round, you can see the 2 names on the canvas. The entire boxing world will be putting their eyes on Las Vegas next Saturday, May 4th, live only on the DAZN. Good combo. Claggett. Oh, big left.
10 seconds.
Ulysse needs to put punches together like that more often. Not just one power shot at a time, but 2s and 3s.
Listen for that bell.
And now he's starting to get a little bit.
Box.
How common is it to have fighters? I mean, we've seen 3 tonight that I can count off the top of my head that love being right there in the pocket, love standing there, love coming forward. Not everybody enjoys that style.
No, you have to be really dedicated to your craft. Your conditioning has to be impeccable, and you have to be mentally prepared to take some punishment. You have to be ready at all times for a grueling fight if you're going to fight in that style.
Yeah, we're seeing right now that Ulysse now for the 3rd straight round looking very, very impressive.
Yeah, fight's up for grabs on my card though. I got it even after 4 rounds. Claggett just keeps working.
He never backs up, just stands there and takes it. Both guys, you can see, all lathered up, completely warmed up by now, certainly in the 5th round.
Nice chopping rights to the body from Claggett.
Oh,
He's See the little moves Claggett has. He's not slick with it. He's not the most athletic guy in there, but he pivots out of range. He can show different angles. He blocks and counters well. He's not just a punching bag in there. If he was, he wouldn't have lasted this long with the caliber of opposition that he's been in with.
No doubt. And let's look
Not
at
just aggression from him. He's got some real craft.
How about these total power punches?
Yeah, wow. Ulysse is, you know, it's weird. Ulysse throws a lot of punches, and you don't think he's throwing as many as he does because he's also moving at the same time. Ulysse is throwing more and landing more than Claggett, but it looks like Claggett is throwing more because he's the aggressive come forward guy. That's a really interesting statistic.
Big straight right. Well, the word you used, I think, is apropos, and that is unorthodox with his style.
Yeah, that's the best way to describe Ulysse.
Both men to this point seem to be in phenomenal shape.
The guy landing the cleaner punches, though, is still Ulysse. And I like the jab to the body from Ulysse. And you see right now, he's a southpaw just for a moment. He switches back to orthodox. He's one of those fighters who can switch effortlessly, seamlessly.
I think it's so hard to do.
And he's not easy to hit because he's got that head and upper body movement.
Big right hands from Claggett. Give him credit, never backs down, never backs up.
And he never gives up.
10 seconds, step at the bell.
Another action-packed round. Could go to either man. We are halfway home in our main event.
Box.
We're back, round number 6 in our main event. Ulysse in the white and camouflage, and Claggett in the red with the white and silver trim. So far, you see Doug's scorecard there at the bottom. You have Ulysse winning thus far through 5.
Just edging him, but I've given him the last 3 rounds. And I will admit, round 5 was close. Nice double hook from Claggett. They're not the cleanest punches.
No punch, no punch.
They are
Let him
landing.
go.
You know that old saying they like to use, they can fight in a phone booth?
Yeah.
It'd be a pretty big phone booth.
Yeah,
But
anybody
these
under
two-
30 is like, what the hell's a phone booth?
Yeah.
I prefer to call it trench warfare.
Okay, we'll go with that.
Chest to chest, forehead to forehead. And these guys are able to fight in close without a clash of heads, even though there are some times where Ulysse is fighting from a southpaw stance.
Oh, big right to the side of the head.
Let him go. There you go.
By
Hands are free,
Ulysse.
gentlemen.
Yeah, that was a sneaky move. Ulysse likes to set traps. And you see when they're inside, Ulysse is trying to walk Claggett back on his heels, and that's what his corner wants him to do. When they engage, they want Ulysse to be the stronger man. They want him to manhandle Claggett. And then when they're not engaging, they want Ulysse to use the ring.
Well, it's fascinating to watch the 2 game plans between these 2 warriors who've already fought once, a split decision, controversial, we might add, in the hometown for Ulysse.
It's an interesting blend of styles. Sometimes styles make fights, sometimes styles don't make fights. Sometimes 2 styles just don't work out in the ring and you get an ugly fight or a boring fight. But these guys have the right styles and probably more importantly, the right mentality. They're just winners. They're guys that go in there and they don't take no for an answer and they're not easily discouraged. So they mesh well.
Yeah, they're throwing absolute haymakers from both sides of the fence. And Ulysse is now starting to flex his muscles a little bit. Ulysse starting to land more punches. You can see the smile, the smirk, the arrogance.
Yeah, he's in his rhythm. He's in his zone. He's feeling good, and I think he should be, because I think he's winning this round.
All right, big right hands at the end of this, the 6th round, as Ulysse is starting to implore his will. Go for it, baby.
Go for it, eh?
All right, time for round number 7 here at our main event.
Let's see if Claggett goes for it. Of course he is. He's Steve Claggett. He's the Dragon. I do think his pressure is way more effective when he remembers to stick that jab out there.
Oh, a big left hand by Claggett.
Claggett showing some nice upper body movement, showing that he can be elusive in there.
I think we've seen really the last 3 or 4 rounds, Ulysse start to implore his will and start to fight his fight.
Yeah, and like as the punch that show, he's not just the busier guy with letting his hands go, but he's the more accurate puncher, which is saying something because as we've seen in this round, Claggett's not easy to hit with flush punches. He turns with shots, and he's got some upper body movement, and blocks well too. Claggett is cagey. That right hand got through.
Oh, it sure did. Start to see more and more shots by Ulysse get through.
Uppercut is a good punch for Claggett. That was a punch that worked well for him in the first fight, at least over the first half of the fight.
Under a minute and a half to go here in this 7th round. Starting to get into money time here in our main event.
Ulysse will just touch Claggett with some shots and then suddenly, surprisingly, just load up on one big shot. Tries to lull his opponents into a false sense of security, like, nah, this is just pitter-pat, this is just pitter-pat, and then boom! He lands the big one.
Under a minute. Another tough round to score. Depending on what you're looking for or what you see.
Yeah, some rounds are going to come down to the judge's preference, what they like in the style. This one has been close, but the eye-catching shots are being landed by Ulysse.
10 seconds, stop at the bell. Listen for that bell, watch that hit.
To a shell.
Right out of the gate, 3 straight lefts by Claggett.
And I think Claggett needs to be the guy coming forward because that creates an impression, particularly with California judges. A lot of times California judges will score for the guy who's coming forward, even if that aggression isn't 100% effective.
Understood. There's Doug's scorecard at the bottom of your screen.
Like I would say at this juncture, it's risky for Claggett to give ground to Ulysse as he's doing right now. And I apologize to Canadian boxing fans from the Quebec province. I've butchered Ulysse's last name. I realize sometimes I say Ulysse, sometimes I say Ulysse.
Bro, I've said it 3 different ways.
Sorry, I don't mean to do that. I'm going to talk to Ulysse after the fight. Bro, just say your last name for me real quick.
Right. He'll say, you can call me whatever you want, just make sure that I win.
Exactly. And if he wins, we will be seeing him again.
Boy, these two do not lack for entertainment when they fight.
Yeah, this is quality boxing. These are 2 guys who are legitimately right on the cusp of being legit contenders at 140 pounds. And I think the winner deserves consideration. And you can tell either guy is a handful for any junior welterweight, even the guys ranked in the top 10. Claggett because of his willpower and his work rate and his toughness, and Ulysse because that's a different style.
Sure is.
That's hard. I mean, how do you acclimate to that?
Well, Claggett's one of those guys that if you're looking for a guy that you want to look good against, he's not the guy to book.
No, you got to be on your P's and Q's for him. You got to legitimately be world class to beat Claggett, which is why I consider him a gatekeeper. If you can beat him, you're real. You're for real. If you can't, it's no shame, but you're probably not a top 10 contender.
Stop! 10 seconds, stop at the bell.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how the judges score that round.
It's a close one.
No punch.
He didn't really give him an answer.
His answer is going to be during these 3 minutes. He's going to try.
Well, it's easier said than done when you're asking a guy to go out there and knock somebody out or look incredibly impressive when the other guy's a really, really stout opponent.
Yeah, especially at this level. These guys are hard to drop or knock out because A, they're tough, B, they're well conditioned, and C, they've got a lot of craft.
Big right hand. Ulysse.
Yeah, Ulysse, you can punch on the fly, as the old timers say. And that ability will serve him well going forward.
Ulysse really starting to show his talent, his movement, speed with the feet.
Depending on where he's boxing, though, Ulysse needs to be careful about doing what he's doing right now, running out the clock or moving too much. If you move too much, even if you land punches periodically, if you move too much, some judges will look at that and think, yeah, you're running or you're avoiding the fight, and they'll score it for the guy coming forward. And I think Ulysse is dangerously close to allowing that to happen. As Claggett is in hot pursuit, and he is landing punches here and there.
Yeah, we have not seen Ulysse do this at all this entire fight.
Yeah.
And now here in the 9th round, he is, I don't want to use the term passive, but certainly not being as aggressive.
Yeah, maybe he's taking a break. Maybe he needs a breather. But he's in danger of giving the round away. And in fact, to this point, I have Claggett ahead in this particular round.
You can see that the look on the face by Ulysse tells me that he's very, very confident with where he is in this fight.
It's a dangerous thing.
We've already seen it once here tonight. A fighter who thought they won and they did not. Best case scenario, taken out of the judge's hands.
Claggett is having a very good round. It was a nice left hook that he landed against Ulysse. Back Ulysse momentarily to the ropes. Claggett is not taking his foot off the gas pedal, which is smart. Ulysse gave Claggett the opportunity by circling for almost 2 complete minutes. And Claggett is taking advantage of it. He's taking the initiative.
Okay. We have come to the end of our 9th round. A very, very impressive round for Steve Claggett. God, after touching gloves.
I think Claggett knows that he could be trailing on the scorecard. So he's got to come out here and really let it all hang out in the final 3 minutes.
Let those hands fly.
And if he does, who knows? I scored round 9 for Claggett.
Big right hand by Ulysse. So the combinations are coming from Claggett.
Yeah, and even though a lot of those punches are being caught on the gloves of Ulysse, 1 or 2 of the judges might be scoring it. I think that's what happened with our previous fight, is that a lot of Joshua Franco's combinations that I thought Negrete was blocking, the judges counted it. That's my
makes
theory.
A lot of sense. Well, I think it makes a lot of sense.
Bring it back, Eve. Bring it back.
Minute gone by here in the 10th.
I think Ulysse would have hurt a lot of junior welterweights tonight. Claggett has just got a rock-solid chin. Because he's eating some blind shots from Ulysse, and he's just walked right through them. And that can help him on the scorecards. It can make Ulysse's power or Ulysse's offense seem less effective.
We're approaching a minute left here in this 10th round, and both fighters letting it all hang out.
It's anybody's round, in my opinion. Somebody needs to seize it in this final minute.
Oh, big right hand. Big straight right hand by Ulysse. It's amazing is how hard those punches are, and they don't seem to phase Claggett at all. Such a tough chin for the youngster from Calgary. Oh, another great battle between these two has come to an end. The decision is next. Casino and Resort, as we are just about set to hear our decision. But Doug, your scorecard looked a little like this.
I would not be surprised if we had a draw here, but I have Ulysse edging out Claggett by 1 point. I believe he's the rightful winner, but very, very close.
All right, it is time. Let's make it official. Send it up to the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we go to the judges' scorecard, how about a big round of applause for our Canadian Warriors inside the ring tonight? And now we go to the judges' totals. Judge Dr. Lou Moret scoring the bout 96-94. Judges Rochin and Sandoval have the same score, 97-93. For your winner by unanimous decision and the new WBA Gold Super Lightweight Champion, the fighting pride of Quebec, Canada, ladies and gentlemen, Yves
Who's translating? Let's put this belt down here, guys. Let's put the belt on. Let's put the belt on, baby. How you gonna do, dude? You got an interview here, John.
Well, there you can see that the unanimous decision goes to Ulysse Jr. What do you make of the score?
You know what? I agreed with the 96-94 scorecard. I had it just 1 point closer than that. I think Ulysse deserved to win the fight, but it was very, very close. I think with their styles and mentalities, anytime they fight, it's always going to be hotly contested.